Welcome into Mavericks Today. I am Jeffrey Cooperstein. Wanted to come at you guys with a little mailbag. Sent out a community post, asked you guys to put in your best Mavericks questions, and I'm answering them on today's show. So without further ado, let's jump right in. This one coming in from Daniel Thompson. He said, I saw rumors about teams being interested in Dereck Lively. Could you see the Mavs trading him in a package at the deadline? Absolutely not. Dereck Lively will be on this team for the foreseeable future. Unless you're getting someone that's an absolute NBA superstar, like they're obviously not going to trade for Giannis, but that's the only type of deal that Dereck Lively would be involved in. He's been an absolute godsend for the Dallas Mavericks this season, and without him, I'm not sure where the Mavericks would be. Whenever Lively doesn't play, the Mavericks are absolutely lost on the defensive end, and they get severely out-rebounded. They get out-rebounded with him, but he mitigates that impact so well. Here are his stats so far in his rookie season in the NBA, averaging almost 9 points, almost 8 boards, 73.5% from the field. As of last night, that led the NBA in field goal percentage for qualified people, so I believe he's still that, and almost a block and a half a game as well. Dereck Lively has been absolutely sensational, and you can just tell, like, right when he leaves the game, and right when Dwight Powell or whoever else comes in, whether it's Maxi Kleber, whether it's Markieff Morris, Dereck Lively has been an absolute stud for this team, and you can just tell the impact that he makes on this team when he's in the game versus when he's out of the game. I've absolutely loved what I've seen from Lively this season. I think even Jason Kidd would admit that he didn't expect this so far from Dereck Lively. I mean, this is a guy that averaged 5 points and I think less than 5 rebounds at Duke, and he's coming in, taking the NBA by storm. I think he's been one of the best 5 rookies this season. However, I'm not sure he makes all NBA because you have guys like Chad Holmgren, Victor Wembanyama, who are in the front court that are going to be taking up those spots. But I really love what I've seen from Dereck Lively so far, and he's been great for this Mavs team. He's also been a perfect pick-and-roll partner for Luka Doncic. When those guys run the pick-and-roll, you get Lively going to the rim. Luka has so many options, whether he wants to kick out, take it himself, he can throw up the alley-oop to Lively. It's been an awesome combination, man, and I've absolutely loved what I've seen from the rookie big man so far. So grade Dereck Lively's rookie season so far. A, B, C, D, or F. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find anything other than an A. Now, you could say the injuries, brought that down a little bit, maybe give him a B+, but for me, it's certainly an A as far as Dereck Lively goes. I think he's been fantastic. So let me know down in the comments. This will be the pinned comment, by the way, on today's show. So when you get hit with a YouTube ad break, go on down, get your comments in, A, B, C, D, or F. This one coming in from Sean Spence. Coop, did you see Shaq say he would rather have SGA than Luka? Oh, brother, yes, I did. And I tweeted it out as well. Go give me a follow on Twitter at Jeff_Coop27. I did see this. What are we doing here, Shaq? I think he's just trying to be a contrarian here. Obviously, Luka's the better player. We'll take a look at the stats comparing the two, but this is always an argument. It's like, is this player better than Luka? Is that player better than Luka? The answer is frankly no. They're just not. Here are their stats from this season. Luka averaging 33.6 points, 8.3 rebounds, 9.2 assists, 48.5% from the field, almost 38% from 3, which is a career high number for him. And not to say Shai Gilgeous-Alexander isn't a great player. 31 points per game, 5.7 boards, 6.3 assists, a great 55.2% from the field, only 32.4% from 4. I think that's what separates them on the offensive end especially. Shai is much more of a driver. He's not a great three-point shooter. With Luka, you have to respect all aspects of his game. And like I said, I just think Shaq really wanted to be a contrarian on here. They did it with Shai. They did it with Trae Young. They did it with John Morant. They're doing it with the next guy. Everyone wants to be compared to Luka, and you just can't compare to him. He is the best guard in the league. You could say he's up there with Steph Curry. Obviously, Steph Curry's great, better all time, whatever. But right now, I think Luka's the best point guard in the NBA, and I don't think it's particularly close. You guys let me know, though, who is the better player? Is it Luka Doncic or is it Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? Type 77 if you think it's our guy Luka, and type 2 if you think it's Shai. I don't even think it's really a contest, man. I mean, I think Luka is one of the top 3 players in the league right now, and if you ask me, it's Luka all freaking day. We'll get to the rest of the mailbag in just a moment, but first, I wanted to give a shout-out to today's sponsor, PrizePicks. Go to PrizePicks, play daily fantasy sports. It is the best daily fantasy app on the market, and we'll give you a $100 deposit match when you go to prizepicks.com patreon.com/CLNS and use code CLNS, and you can play with us. We're going to do some awesome stuff leading up throughout the NBA season, and we have some picks for you for the for the NFL divisional round. Obviously, our Dallas Cowboys, what a choke, but still have some picks for you regardless. Give me the more on Josh Allen, 237.5 passing yards. I'm going to take the more on former Cowboy Dalton Schultz, 36.5 receiving yards. And then I'm going to take the less on Aaron Jones, who destroys the Cowboys, by the way, 73.5 rush yards. You can just pick 2 to 6 players, get your projections in, and it's that easy. So go to PrizePicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Because we love you and we care about you here at Mavericks Today. That link is going to be in the comments and the description of today's show. Again, that's PrizePicks.com/CLNS and promo code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. This one coming in from Tristan Thurman. Shout out to my guy, Tristan. Why don't we see more Omax, and would he be involved in any trade the Mavericks make? I think the Mavs would be very hesitant to put Omax in any trade that they make. Omax is a very valuable part of this core going forward. He's spending time in the G League right now, honing his craft. And I think once the Mavs feel he's ready, he's going to come into this rotation. He's going to make an impact. I really love what I'm seeing from Omax Prosper right now. And I think he's going to be a guy that the Mavericks rely on heavily going forward. He's a guy that has elite NBA length and athleticism. And once he figures out how to play some actual basketball, Omax is going to be a force to be reckoned with. I think the Mavs made a great pick in that draft, and they ended up trading down to get Omax as well. So I really love what they've got in Dereck Lively and in Omax. So I don't think Omax will be involved in any trade unless it's for an absolutely mercurial talent. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/MavericksTV. Might be going live for the NBA trade deadline. Not sure yet, but if you guys subscribe, give us some more subs, maybe we will. So our bosses told us we have to get to 26,000 subs before we get to the NBA trade deadline. And if we do, we'll be going live on the channel. So stay tuned, lock it in. We'll keep you up to date with all the latest Mavericks news and rumors leading up to the 2024 NBA trade deadline, which is almost, 2.5 weeks away now? It's January 19th, the time of filming. Trade deadline February 8th. So we're getting close, man. We'll see what the Mavericks end up doing. This one from Trent. Shout out, Trent. Would you give up a first-round pick in a package for Caruso or Drummond? I really like that deal for the Mavericks. Caruso gives you the defender that you need, the wing defender who can guard 2s and 3s, can even guard undersized 4s. He gives you the tenacity. He gives you the leadership in that locker room. I really like Caruso. And obviously, we know about Andre Drummond. The Mavs tried to get Andre Drummond this past offseason. They thought they were going to get him. Then all of a sudden, Drummond opts in, do his deal, and the Mavericks don't get him. First-round pick for him, though, I'd consider it. I honestly would consider it. If it was protected, I think I would much rather do that, but I would definitely consider a first-round pick for Caruso and Drummond. I think the Bulls are going to be very active at the deadline. They're desperately wanting to get off that Zach LaVine contract. I think they're going to try to do something with Andre Drummond, so we'll stay tuned for that. But if the Mavericks are dealing with the Bulls, Caruso and Drummond would be the two guys that I'd really want. Obviously, DeMar DeRozan off the bench would be great. I have no interest in Zach LaVine. Here's a stat for you. Zach LaVine has the lowest winning percentage of any basketball player in the NBA right now with minimum 500 games played. I don't want that guy on my basketball team. Sue me if you think I'm wrong. I don't think that guy can help you win whatsoever. But Caruso and Drummond, I would definitely consider giving up a first for that, although I would like to find a better deal. Here's the last one coming in from Eden Wayne. Shout out to Eden. Can the Mavericks sign Bismack Biyombo? I mean, he's better than Powell as a defender and a rebounder, as I could see. Absolutely. I think the Mavericks should sign Bismack Biyombo. When he got released, I was all over that. I said, why not sign this guy? He is better than Dwight Powell. He is better than Rashawn Holmes. I think he would provide the Mavs much-needed rebounding and defense. He would only have to play 10 to 15 minutes a night, and he's a guy that the Mavs could get on the cheap, obviously, because he is now a free agent. So I would love Bismack on this team, and I think he would serve a great purpose for the Mavericks because we all know that they're lacking in that backup big spot. We talked about a guy like Andre Drummond earlier. Bismack would be a guy you could get without giving up any assets whatsoever. I'm very interested to see. I bet Bismack waits until after the trade deadline to sign with the team, but If the Mavericks don't have interest in Bismack Biyombo, they're just not doing their jobs. That'll be it for today's show. Thank you so much for joining me on today's show. Be sure to go ahead and hit that thumbs up icon if you want more Mavericks videos. We'll be back next week with more content, so stay tuned. We'll see you guys soon.